Hey guys, it's Sean, the managing director here at CinemaBlend, and I am working my way through every episode of Game of Thrones as a total newcomer to the series, and I want you guys to join me. We are up to Season 2, Episode 2, which is called The Nightlands, and so far I've done recap videos for all of Season 1, and then of course the premiere episode of Season 2. You're going to want to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications, so every time I post a new video, you'll find out about it. Let's go! You know, starting on King's Landing just depresses me, because everyone there is trash.
Lovely boy.
What do you want?
A man has a thirst. A man does not drink for a day and a night. You're called Ari. This man has the honor to be Jug and Raka.
Who?
Of the free city of Lorath.
Beer, you little shit. Get us beer.
Should have asked nicely.
The boy has more courage than sense.
What are gold cloaks doing so far from King's Landing?
I have a royal warrant. We're looking for a boy named Gendry. He carries a bull's head helmet.
Oh.
Anyone
for
turning
you,
him
brother.
over will earn the king's reward. We'll be back with more men.
Aw. Who's she with? Oh gosh.
My lord, to find so lovely a creature working in your father's kitchens, it almost beggars belief. I am glad your new friend was able to accompany you to the capital. Friends are such an important part of life. Unfortunate that your father didn't want her to come, but rest easy, my lord. I am very good at keeping secrets for my good friends.
Yeah, right.
We have a council meeting, my lord.
I don't like threats. Threaten me again, and I'll have you thrown into the sea.
You might be disappointed in the results. The storms come and go. The big fish eat the little fish, and I keep on paddling. How do you kill a dead man?
With fire.
Apparently you burn him.
Yeah, there you go. You burn him.
One trip to the wall and you come back believing in grumpkins and snarks.
What's the way? Shoot! Shoot! Did he frighten you?
You shouldn't touch me.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure you weren't hurt.
Kindness.
You're
This is
very
called
brave.
kindness, lady. And just like that, Sam is hooked.
We can't take a girl with us. Mormont wouldn't have it, and even if he would, what would we do with her? Who's gonna deliver a baby? You?
I could try. What? I've read
I want
about
to see
it.
that. Hope. They just need hope. A riderless horse is not hopeful. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh.
You don't need to see this.
He is blood of my blood.
You don't like the idea of a woman leading a Khalasar.
He will like it far less when I am done with him.
I intend to serve as Hand of the King until my father returns from the war. And seeing as you betrayed the last Hand of the King, well, I just wouldn't feel safe with you lurking about.
It's the Queen herself.
The Queen Regent. And you're a fool to believe she's your friend.
We shall hear what Joffrey has to say about this.
No, we shan't.
Ooh. Tyrion.
There's a ship leaving for Eastwatch by the Sea tonight. I hope you enjoy the wall. I found it surprisingly beautiful. In a brutal, horribly uncomfortable sort of way.
The lads will escort you.
These men are under my command.
They were.
I command you to arrest this cutthroat.
His name is Bronn, and he is the new commander of the City Watch.
What does the gold cloaks want with you?
No idea.
You're a liar.
Yeah, you shouldn't insult people that are bigger than you.
No one wouldn't get to insult anyone.
Well, I don't care what any of them want. No good's ever come of their questions.
No good's ever come. Who asked questions before?
How can someone so small be such a huge pain in my arse?
Who asked questions?
The Hand of the King. Hands of the King.
Your father.
Lord Arryn came first, a few weeks before he died, and then Lord Stark came. A few weeks before he died.
Lord Stark.
See? Asking me questions is bad luck.
Apparently. You do it, you die.
Probably be dead soon.
It's Arya of House Stark. Yoren is taking me home to Winterfell.
Who's your father? The hand, the traitor.
He was never a traitor.
I should be calling you Milady.
Do not call me Milady.
As Milady commands. Well, that was unladylike.
Well, you didn't get the greeting you were hoping for.
What's she carrying?
Mirish oranges, wine from the harbour, and the heir to Pike and the Iron Islands.
Huh. They look unimpressed.
The only living son of Balon Greyjoy. Me. I need to get to Pike.
I'm heading that way. I can take you there.
I bet you can.
Do you still know your way around a ship? Have these hands ever touched a rope?
Don't you worry about my hands. The sea is in my blood.
Your blood will be in the sea if I don't watch where I'm going.
Father.
9 years, is it?
Oh, he is in power.
He took a frightened boy. What have they given back? I see. I destroy Robb Stark's enemies for him, and he will make me king of the Iron Islands once again.
I will lead the attack myself.
Oh, you will?
I'm your son. Your only living heir. Who else? Told you to wait outside.
Oh, no.
How did you get past the guards?
Anything with a cock is easy to fool.
My dear.
Yara?
So good to see you, brother.
Oh.
This is a homecoming I'll tell my grandchildren about.
Ian.
She can't lead an attack.
And why not?
You pervert.
You're a woman!
You're the one in skirts.
This isn't Winterfell, boy. Your sister took over command of your eldest brother's ship after your new father killed him. What's dead may never die.
Dead may never die.
The only nights she spent off this islands have been spent on the sea. She's commanded men. She's killed men. She knows who she is. I will take my crown. For that is who I am. That is who we have always been.
You want to be hand of the king? You want to rule? This is what ruling is. Lying on a bed of weeds, ripping them out by the root one by one before they strangle you in your sleep.
I'm no king, but I think there's more to ruling than that.
I don't care what you think. You've never taken it seriously. You haven't. Jamie hasn't. It's all fallen on me.
As has Jaime repeatedly, according to Stannis Baratheon.
You're funny.
He is.
You've always been funny. But none of your jokes will ever match the first one, will they? You remember? Back when you ripped my mother open on your way out of her and she bled to death.
Oh, come on. Now, that's personal.
She was my mother, too.
Now they're gone. For the sake of you. There's no bigger joke in the world than that.
Oh, you had to get so serious, Cersei. We're just messing around about incest.
I have seen the path to victory in the flames. But first you must give yourself to the Lord of Light.
I've said the words, damn you.
You must give all of yourself.
I have a wife.
And she's given you nothing. No sons. Only stillborns. I will give you a son, my king.
A son.
Biologically, you can't control that. What'd they do with the baby? They turn babies over. White Walkers. I think those are White Walkers. Ooh, okay. John's in trouble. Well, that's episode 2 of season 2, titled The Nightlands. And the Nightlands is a reference to something very obscure. Dany Scout comes back to her pack. Well, he doesn't come back. His head comes back. The other tribes that are surrounding them are not pleased with the fact that there's a woman currently leading this former Dothraki tribe. Are they still Dothraki? I'm not sure if they're still Dothraki. I'm wearing my Aquaman sweatshirt in tribute to Momoa, R.I.P., Khal Drogo. We spent a lot more time on the Iron Islands, where Theon Greyjoy goes home, and playing into one of my favorite themes of the entire show, incest. This woman who he met in the town, who he sexually assaulted on his way up to the castle, is his sister. And you would think in a normal society that the sister would have said something during the sexual assault instead of letting it happen. Like, wait a second, we're related. But in Game of Thrones, relations don't necessarily matter. To that point, when we're with Jon and the village, in the village where the main leader of that village in the north is wedding all of his daughters to keep it all in the family. Now Jon actually knows that the White Walkers are real. This is the first time I believe he's seeing them. Yeah, it is, because I think the only other time we've seen the White Walkers has been in the first episode, where they kill the very first guy in the show. And Jon has now discovered the fact that male babies born in that weird village are being sacrificed to the White Walkers. So, yeah, Lord knows that's not going to sit well with him. We ended the last episode on a bloodbath, and as Tyrion starts to poke around King's Landing, he's learning that it wasn't even Cersei who ordered it. It was Joffrey. And Tyrion plays that against Cersei to say, look, the people are turning on you. And you gave them a rallying cry, which is that the king, Joffrey, kills babies. And so you can feel the weight and the pressure of leading is finally getting to Cersei, the pressure of ruling. And she says to Tyrion, you never took this seriously, and no one else takes it seriously, but it's on me. And it's almost like she knows that there are plenty of forces on the outside that are turning their attention to King's Landing, including Stannis. And so we catch up with Lord Stannis, and he's recruiting pirates. And the pirates are going to give him 30 ships, and they're going to move on to King's Landing because he needs to remove Joffrey from the throne, and he's building up an army, though not a big enough army. So who is this redhead? I don't yet know who she is. I'm afraid to research because I'm going to hit some type of spoiler, so I'll find out in time. She's a prophet or a sage of some sort. She is guiding Stannis toward worship of the Lord of the Light, and she says you have to turn yourself over to the Lord of the Light completely, and then she disrobes and says one other thing you have to give up to the Lord of the Light is yourself, but I will give you a son. You got a 50-50 chance. I don't know how you can necessarily control whether you're going to have a son or a daughter, but you seem pretty confident that you're going to be able to give him the son that his wife was not able to do. Varys moves on Shay and puts him at odds with Tyrion. I didn't doubt for a second that Tyrion and Varys were going to be, three difficult people who love to manipulate, play the game. And I love that Tyrion says to him, look, I'm not Ned, and I know how this game is played. Don't threaten me anymore. And then we get to meet with Gendry and Arya, and we learn that the king's men are coming to look for a stowaway or a refugee, but it turns out it's Gendry. And I love their pairing, and I wonder what's going to happen when he figures out that his father is not just some random guy, but his father was King Robert. Oh, Robb tried to reach out to a bunch of different people, so his Theon's plan to recruit his father's army backfired. And of course, he sent his demands down to King's Landing, and that backfired too. So Robb's put himself in a position where he doesn't have any cards to play, although he still holds Jaime Lannister prisoner, so he can figure out a plan that revolves around getting Jaime back to Cersei, because obviously that's someone she's very interested in getting to. So, the chessboard is still full, and everyone's sort of moving themselves around. Not a ton of big surprises in this one. We're going to continue going through all of Season 2, doing these reaction videos. You're going to want to follow along. Do me a favor, go down, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, and each time that we post one of these new Game of Thrones reaction videos, you'll be able to follow along with me.